The Babylon Logs, also known as the Babylonian Scrolls, were a series of texts which were recovered from 1955-2008. The texts were made up of multiple different volumes of which were found in different geographical locations that span continents. The logs were dated back at least 2,000 years. There are 7 overall volumes of the logs, but as of now, only 5 volumes were ever recovered. The finders of these logs all ended up dead. Most committed suicide and were found in the most disturbing positions. The others went missing. They still have not been found. One of the remaining 2 volumes is rumored to be located within the Vatican's secret archive. However, one must require explicit approval to enter the library, and even then, outsiders are barred from browsing the full extent of the archives. Researchers are baffled as to where the other volume could be located. They theorize it may be on the Australian continent. The last 2 texts' whereabouts are still unknown to this day. What was even more baffling was that although the volume's parchment and ink were dated back to the same time period, the volumes were written in the language relative to the geographical location of which they were found. This is impossible as most of the languages simply did not exist during the period of the scroll's creation. This has forced many scholars to question the authenticity of the scrolls. Volume 1, The Ivory Law, found in Bolivia, found hidden in an air pocket under volcanic rock during the construction of the McMurdo Station on the south tip of Ross Island, Antarctica, buried under LTO's feet within the Cerro Rico mines, Bolivia, South America, unearthed at an unmarked grave on Roanoke Island, United States, North America, looted from a previously unopened tomb located in Tuna Algae Ball, Egypt, Africa, stolen from the library of the Drepung Monastery located at the foot of Mount Jeffel in Tibet, China, Asia. The logs are transcribed and translated online for ease of access to anyone who wants to read. Make of them what you will, as no one is yet to piece together what they mean, which is made even more difficult due to the 2 missing volumes. The quality of the scrolls have severely impacted readability in some volumes. The years set in stone shall conceive only pain. Strongholds will burn. Cottages will burn, as well as their shiny, silver variants. The truly exalted, illegible terror upon its citizens. Skin shall be rendered crispy and charred, revealing deposits of ivory powder that contain fractures of brittle stone. The eyes of the witnesses illegible beyond recognition as the ultimate death. Manic pleas will fall on deaf ears as the jaw contorts. Illegible, ripped at the joints. Illegible, consume. The Trinity marked for death. Teeth will be placed in rows, perfect circles. Their tongues, illegible for centuries. The false king shall have his crown of gold. The weight of his lies shall melt into the cranium, fusing the minerals to his organs in order to clasp his soul. The gates of Babylonia will close, locking its illegible. The children will writhe in the streets from fear as their parents are snatched. The exalted shall laugh as the parents are rounded into the center to be torched. Those children will be made to walk over the scalding rocks, defiling the temples of their kin until their screams satisfy the exalted. A stark drought on the eve of the 535th solstice. Citizens fled towards the coasts in search of nourishment. Many a village were raided and the women taken. The women bore disfigured children. The exalted required their spawn to be sacrificed. A plague as dark as tar exited the orifices of victims for decades. Excrement perverted the streets, attracting rats to feast in droves. Veins bulged and blackened under pale skin. Legs swelled and fingers decayed, unveiling bone at the tips. Fools sailed across the reservoirs, disturbing the children of the land, and bringing with them disease and suffering. The heralds of the new world preached sacred texts now poisoned for centuries. The exalted shall pursue reparations for the destruction caused, for only he is. The descendants of these tyrants paid greatly for their forefathers. Misdeeds which resulted in countless wars, famine, and the rise of the new enemy that resides in the illegible, accessible to illegible. This intermission precedes the final act, authored by the Exalted, diminished to cloak the expanse in eternal darkness. The Exalted uses the flesh domain to engage his disciples. The Volume 4, the material map. Illustrations can be seen on the parchment. Master is the rain and he is the sea. He is the stars as well as the night. Virgins, illegible, required and rounded around the catalyst. When the cracking of bone is heard, ignore the screams of the virgins. They were made to suffer. His entrance will be grand and awaited by the children of the land who limp with charred feet. The prime candidate of whom is with child shall consume her offspring. The remains will be cast into the wild for the creatures to feast. No human should dare consume the tainted flesh of the deceased, for their skin will crumble from their bones as their soul is thrown into damnation. The flaunting of riches shall infect the mind, but make no mistake, these visions, illegible, otherwise he shall condemn the traitor and his clan too. Reside within the atmosphere, forever out of sight. When the punishment has ceased, the affected shall be cleansed with pure blood. He will round up the children from the streets and grasp the innocent. He shall pour their offering into the stomachs of the tortured. This is his gift to us. Illegible shall be paid in full. Wearing rings of illegible shall convey peace to the Exalted. He is the judge, the jury, and the executioner. Illegible, your case in the royal court where berries grow fruitfully. The devil's fruit. The women that challenge the beauty of these fruits shall have their luscious hair ripped directly from the scalp. They shall be rendered barren and cursed to be ridiculed by men. The souls of the false kings shall caress their ears for a lifetime. Acknowledging the lies that these idols tell will drive the souls that these tainted women steal shall permeate the pure blood cord, leaking into the land leased by the Exalted shall release his 15 heralds of anarchy for the first chapter of his gospel. Their legacy shall precede them for decades. P.P. Illegible. Point 1998. The first act as it is written has been set in stone. Illegible follows shortly after. He shall be illegible.